So first week of the prep now, the first week's always going to be the easiest. In terms of your calories are high, your cardio is low. But in terms of the motivation, I think it's actually a little bit harder to really kind of get that game face on for your training, because you know it's towards your competition, and that's obviously why you're training. For me, I like to train anyway, so it's just, you know, what I'm doing. But you're so far away from the comp that you're almost like not really thinking that you're trying to get as much out of the reps and stuff, which is mentally for me is actually great. I don't mind it because I'm currently training for more strength at the moment. I've got a few strength goals that I actually want to hit on this prep, believe it or not, but yeah, that'll hopefully come within these first few weeks of the prep.
Best out, y'all MCs was hard to beat. You just as confident as Al Sharpton giving a teleprompter speech. Since the first thing I throw, niggas don't get inspired till I put something new. I listen, this is so tight, cause what they listen to, I connect, come across five, standing in between the shootout. Real tough. Story of a dollar dreamer, the grinding bee outside of poverty, with tired streets, with blocks with no cops could see. The shots get thrown, don't turn the Coliseum. I'll hear you trick over money, hear you with dog with tricks before money. Niggas be doing a bit for they chick while she tricking on dip with that prison is money. I give kids the courage to follow their dreams. If they slept on, don't mean that you'll never achieve. Saying that working all day with no sleep doesn't technically mean that you close to succeeding. It's apparent I'm nice, I mean apparent in the booth. I take care of the mic and make it hit, but don't mean you can bear what I write. The radio rap, I don't fit the stereotype, and so I black on my competition into a lack of my competition to opposition. I vision like astrologist. When I look at stars, I see the past, no cosmic distance. Hustling the money that Freemason. Black cloud above my head, that means brainstorm. Always say good things happen to those who wait, so it's only right that my takeoff should take long. This for the bottom of the map. Niggas in the hood, they really don't know how to act. Call us third rats, and they public call us that. Cause my niggas getting cheesy, coming straight up on the trap like that. Just let it rock. Just let it rock. So what I gotta do? Take Drizzy right to Riz's crib? How I hear that niggas whipping, take it? Give him an ultimatum? Come off that navigation you used to drive Wu-Tang to the road to the riches with. Unless you really content with never seeing your shit again, I swear. I separate the men from the squares. And most New York rappers ain't considered a pair. It's funny I can mention you spending your own money on your own crap and watch half you bricks disappear. I'm trying to be the best I could, nigga. I'm trying to be the best that's in your neighborhood, nigga. There's no artist. Couldn't even find what compass if I was using the compass. Playing target practice. Your job is practice being the target, right?
So the prep officially begins today. This is actually pretty exciting. So morning physique check. Front on here, we'll do a bit of a front on. It is a bit overlit. Actually, this camera has not the... Might need to sort that one out. So yeah, 12 weeks out, on about 2,900 calories at the moment. I actually started another week on this prep last week, which was 3,050 calories. Just to bump things up and, you know, just really try get my body used to eating a bit more food. Ideally for this prep, I just want to be on a lot higher calories coming into the show. Last year, my calories, you know, were very low, and I'm a lot leaner and bigger for this prep. So hopefully that is something that we can do. So, I mean, I know it's definitely something we can do, but whether it works to plan or not. So for this first week on the prep, I'm hitting 2,900 calories exactly. So my carbs are about 330 grams. My protein's sitting just under 190, and my fats are a bit higher on about 92 grams. So the last month, guys, I've really just been focusing on tapering everything off. So my cardio has been like nothing, maybe one 20-minute session a week. If that, like I've really tapered it off because I know that doing this prep, it's gonna get really freaking intense. You know, I've got these first 12 weeks basically planned out in terms of the calories, the drops that I'm planning on making, but we'll see. You know, it's nice to just have that outline there. It's something I've never done before, to say week 1, this is your calories, week 2, this is your calories, week 3, and just to see it all from the start, ideally getting down as low as 1,800 calories, but you never know, like I might have to slow down my cuts in calories if my body's, you know, working well and I'm ahead of time. Could work the other way and I'm not leading up fast enough, in which case I will have to make some more drops. But to really just kind of see the progression at the moment, I think I know it's going to be a good prep. I know it's going to be the best prep I've ever done. So I'm really excited about that. What?
I was gonna say.
What was that? Is that like an alien or some shit?
I was trying to say, see my technique here. Oh, and my technique. See my technique here? I'm flicking rice off the plate so I don't have to eat it.
Ricey's blue? I thought you were gonna fuck it up. Every time you've ever told me that quote, you fucked it up.
Fuck off! I
You're
know that quote like the back of my hand, you
You're
bastard.
fucked up.
Such a liar.
Do you know what my favourite quote is?
If you want to fuck, let's fuck.
Yeah. So for this first week on the prep, I'm hitting 2,900 calories. Definitely the hardest thing about this first week is I still feel like I'm overeating. I'm not a big eater myself. And these last few months, I've really just been trying to train my body to just eat more foods and become efficient and stay a bit leaner, or as lean as I can at least, on a higher amount of food. So my food is so clean at the moment. I've got some big beefy meals with a lot of rice in them, and my fats are pretty high as well at this stage. So the diet hasn't been an issue. If anything, it's an issue to eat as much food as I'm eating. So when you start a prep, that's always a good place to be in, and that's always mentally and psychologically, it's a nice thing to happen in a way, but also it kind of means you feel like you're not prepping as much, or it's kind of a weird psychological twist on your brain. You know, you're eating more food, yet technically you're in your comp prep, you should be dropping. But first couple of weeks, it's really just about not cutting things too fast and really just trying to make sure that I can perform and still just going to get the body used to what's coming and make those slow cuts week by week coming into it. So in terms of my meals, first meal of the day, I'm having 120 grams uncooked weight of rolled oats. I'm having also with this 150 grams of mixed berries, and this is just with water. Usually I'll put some cinnamon on that as well. My second meal of the day, I'm having a whole grain wrap with some extra soft Devondale butter, which is actually 25% less fat on there. I'll have 10 grams of that with 30 grams of Pix peanut butter and 40 grams of strawberry jam. For a lot of people, I know they're pretty old school. This isn't really a diet type of food, but this is the if it fits your macros approach and bringing that into the comp prep. So ideally a meal like this, I want to have this in my diet for as long as possible. Meal number 3, I'm having 250 grams uncooked weight of chicken breast, and I'll have this with a Woolworths pack of steamed basmati rice. Now, this meal with the Nando's peri sauce, I make sure I add that in there. All up, that's going to give me about 70 grams of carbs, 60 something grams of protein, and not much fat in there at all. Meal number 4, I'm not really a fan of dairy, but I have found this yogurt which helps bump my macros up a lot. And it actually tastes really good, and I am a huge fan of the taste of dairy, but in terms of the way it makes you feel, I know it's not exactly the best for you, but I really do enjoy this meal, and it helps get my protein up, and it helps stop my cravings as well. So that's 350 grams, so half a big tub of the Danone YoPro strawberry or vanilla yogurt, and then I'll have that with 120 grams of banana. And then for my final meal of the day, I'll have 230 grams of uncooked weight salmon, and then I'll have the same packet of basmati rice, the Woolworths brand. It's just a microwavable packet with some broccolini, 100 grams uncooked weight, and 70 grams of avocado on that. So for my prep, this is the start of it all. This is where it's, a bit higher up in the calories. But these foods, I really enjoy these foods. So coming into the next weeks where I make my cuts and all that, I'm going to keep the exact same food, and I'm just going to be cutting the portion sizes of it. When I'm prepping for a comp, I like to keep my meals consistent. I'll eat the same food every single day. I just think that's the best way to do it, because then you can really see and adapt around what your body likes. Some people, for their main carb sources, they'll prefer rice or sweet potato or whatever it is. But when you're eating the same food every day, like your macros, as long as your macros are the same, yeah, you'll drop that fat. But I know for some people, if they eat rice compared to potato, they'll bloat more. And as much as that doesn't affect your fat loss and just the way you look, really, when you're doing a comp prep, the way you look is everything. So if you're bloated and you're actually losing fat, but you're looking bloated and puffy because of certain foods, that's going to affect you mentally. So it's really important to just find foods that your body really likes and and just stick with that. It's such a stress as well. I eat the exact same food every single day strategically because I know that when I'm doing that, I don't even have to think about it. I've got enough decisions in my life to make on the day-to-day, and by cutting down my food choices as something, you know, a lot of people like to fit in their macros. Yeah, I do my diet, I fit things into my macros, but I keep that diet right from the start, and then I follow that through. So I lay out the macros, and then it's I'm set for the week. If I want to change anything, I'll change it for the week. What I like to do as well when I'm shredding, I like to progressively, as my carbs and fats come down, bring my protein up. So I'll always start a shred on lower protein, and I find that this just helps my body adapt a bit better. And then as I get more into a deficit and my protein rises, my body really takes that on board, and it helps me just recover a lot better. So yeah, that's just something I like to do personally when I'm prepping. What's up, big dog? Long time. You were in the gym, Steez.
Yeah,
you know I was coming.
100%. I thought I was putting
This
on.
fucking guy.
My name's Nick. This is my barber studio, located Gold Coast, Mermaid Waters.
So these are the shit. I haven't seen them.
Yeah, so I've got those on there.
Yeah.
And amazing, awesome.
Awesome, bro. That's fucking good.
Yeah, way better. And
Yeah.
heaps of people have been taking them.
Well, you got to get
photos.
Freezma and Tommy to organise your shirts,
know.
bro. You know that.
What's the plan? What do you want to do? You've done it yourself.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause it's not, yeah. How do you do the bet? You've just been guessing it.
No, Jim did it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I couldn't guess that.
I know. I was like, oh, how do you do that? So what do you want to do?
So I just want to. I'll show you.
So basically with Freezma, if he could be a barber, he would. There's a lot of consultation when I cut his hair.
That's easy to show.
Yeah, easy. And then I cut it, and then I recut it. He styles it, then I recut it, and then he's happy. But once he's happy, to be honest, he'll tell me.
But I really liked this fade you did. But I want to do that like coming down lower, you know?
Yeah, easy.
What I was thinking as well,
He's one of my complicated clients. I have to book him in for an hour and a half.
do you reckon it's worth like making the beard like look like it comes higher? So like almost make it look like my hair that's on my head is in my beard. If you shave that, you get what I mean?
At the Freezma journey.
What I'm thinking is like, what if we like,
This beard here. This is how easy Freezma is.
this is really easy to get a haircut with.
We had like an hour conversation, and then yeah.
Like, so like,
So the beard.
if we like skin cut my hair like here,
Yep.
but then we like made it look like the beard's, like we kept a little bit of hair on an angle up there, like a point, so it looks like the beard's starting from up higher on my head, you get what I mean?
Yep, easy.
Yeah. Yeah, easy, sweet, okay.
Because this is like so busy at the moment. Everything's just been like exploding, like with work and
Yeah.
baby and like with life lately. It's just been hectic.
My training's been real good, man. Getting real, like, way stronger. But there's something about when you gotta get lean, like, it's like a push in a way of, it's like it's real uncomfortable almost. Like, to train for strength and stuff, it's comfortable because you don't have to feel hungry. You can eat whenever you want and stuff like that. And when you're training, you've always got the energy. But like, I kind of like, there's this kind of primal thing when you do a comp. It's like, it's just like it's like a suffering, but it's like a real,
It's a discipline.
it's a nice suffering, man. Like it's yeah.
It's a kind of discipline too. You're like, like I find like you've got to be
You're like-
disciplined.
I find all the comps I've done.
Oh, me?
No, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, well, with my experience.
Well, that's why they've taken away the likes, is to help people think like that, because
exactly.
people who are right into it, man, it's easier for you to say that shit, but that's because it's not like your life. You know what I mean? When there's someone's life, it's like they're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Or their livelihood's on like their likes and all that shit.
Yeah.
But like, I'm with you, man. I'm all for it. It's looking good, bro. This is how Nick picks up his clients. They drive past. Yeah, I'm about as lean now as I was 5 weeks out from the show last time, but I'm like 5-6 kgs heavier.
Wow, that's sick.
We just got to be careful there, because it's like what's falling forward makes my hairline. So
Exactly.
sometimes if you take, or like I've tried to pull too much off, and it like, I'll take like a strand out that's keeping the hairline in place. You know what I mean?
Yep, I know what you mean.
It's a complicated process.
Well,
this hair.
you know your hair better than anyone else.
It's true. The amount of like shit I've done with it, man. You know,
Yeah.
you've helped me along my journey of trying to figure it all out.
Oh yeah. We've been long. We've had long.
It's hard because like you look at other people's hair and what you want, but your head's different, your face is different. So like to get a similar look to what you want, sometimes you got to do different shit.
Do you like that, Lee?
I'm gonna keep this beard, bro, for like the whole, hopefully even the comp, you know?
I think you should.
It's quite the process lining this all up. One day I'm just gonna get one of those hair transplant surgeries there.
Oh, I think they're awesome.
Have the mad box cut, like
Yeah.
like all the African people I show you in the haircuts I want. So currently just over 11 weeks out from the comp now. So it's been my first week on the diet. Calories 2,900. I haven't been hungry at all. Like it's been overeating for me. So especially because the food's been pretty clean. So can't complain. Like I don't know. Like it isn't hard yet. It's not hard, but it's been good because it's just been mentally just getting me accustomed to the food and eating the exact same food every day and just getting that routine in. But I'm definitely actually looking forward to eating less. I'm not a big eater, so yeah, I'm looking forward to eating a bit less. In terms of my body composition, I don't feel like I've tightened up or anything. I kind of feel the same as what I was at the start of the prep, but like I said, just getting that first week kind of used to the 2,900 calories. That's probably actually more than what I was even eating before I came into the prep anyways. But when I've got as much time as I do, and if I'm already looking like pretty decent, I like to get those calories up at the start, and that way I can have a lot more to work with coming down on the drop. So that's kind of cool and exciting.